Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with another video. And this video is going to be a bit different than my normal ones that I do. This is going to be a bit of a nostalgia fest. Just recently did something that I don't do, or I haven't done it in probably close to 15 years. Or maybe more than 15 years. And that is listen to a tape. Yes, folks, back in the, if you've watched some of my other videos, back in the early days of the internet, you know, back in the dial-up era, before broadband was a thing, before Napster existed, before streaming media, before all that, people would still sometimes trade actual dubbed audio cassettes via the internet. It did occur, you know, back then, through the post office. Yeah, I know, prehistoric by today's standards, but it's something we did. What you're looking at right here is what I actually listened to the tape on, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The tape that I listened to was Megadeth Live Symphony, and what this is it's just a bootleg of a concert that they played, I believe, right before Countdown to Extinction came out. It's pretty good. It's a good recording. The band sounds really good on it. Good set list, the whole 9 yards. So that's pretty much, you know, the story of what the tape is. What else is interesting about this tape is the fact that the guy who sent it to me all those years ago, he included, you know, he had taped, included Crown of Worms on it. And he said he taped it from an MP3, and he actually explained what an MP3 was, because he, you know, he explained it as being very high quality audio in a compressed format that could be shared over the internet. So that was actually, this right here is the first exposure to MP3 I ever had. You know, what's interesting about MP3 is that it was actually developed, I'm not sure the exact year, but it was developed maybe a decade or so before its rise to prominence. So that's just, you know, just a little factoid for you. I'm not sure the exact year. You can Google it yourself and figure it out. But the reason these other two recordings are appearing in the shot is one of the... This actually is not the original tape that was sent to me. This is... I actually made a dub of the dub onto... Looks like here a Max L tape, 90 minute, you know, 45 minutes each side. And if you guys are old enough to remember tapes and making tapes, one of the fine art, if you actually, you know, were going to record an album, you still had extra space on each side to fill up. You know, you still had more tape left, right? And who wants that just to be empty, wasted space? I sure didn't. So anytime I would make a tape back in those days, I would add extra songs you know, on each side, A and B. You know, I would add extra songs, and for some reason, I don't know why, maybe it was crack I was smoking or something at the time, I decided to, on side A, I put some songs from Load after, you know, side A of this. Don't know why. And on side B, I put some tracks from this. This is a Judas Priest tribute album from 1997. And this is actually one of the earlier tribute albums. It really... This, along with Nativity in Black, kind of started what I would consider the modern plague of tribute albums. Back then, they were actually kind of a novel thing. They were kind of cool, and they were really well done. Now there are so many fucking tribute albums that it's ridiculous. Please, you know, I don't own any except for this and Nativity in Black, because I think they're pretty much a waste of time. But anyway, there's that. And the reason I have this in the frame is I actually, you know, as I was listening to this, I was like, you know what? I actually have a chance to compare an identical recording on two formats. Now, granted, this was it's a consumer grade audio cassette I created myself. You know, now what I recorded on was better quality than this. This is not what it was created on. Back when I actually made tapes on a regular basis, I recorded them on a fairly decent stereo. So the recording, you know, mechanism I used was better than this. Probably not a lot better. Probably wasn't leaps and bounds better, but it was better than this. So I was able to compare this, you know, the CD with a dubbed tape. Now, you know, I know that's not entirely fair. This was not a commercially produced tape, you know, replicated in a factory or whatever. But I can tell you just from, you know, the comparison, obviously, and I listened to both of the formats actually on this stereo here, which is, of course, not the most high quality thing on earth. But I could definitely hear a quality difference between the two. Needless to say, the CD sounded much better, both on, you know, through the lackluster built-in speakers, as well as I actually hooked up my best headphones to this just for fun. I have a pair of Harman Kardon CLs, which are the best headphones I own, and obviously, you know, the CD sounded much better. So, needless to say, for those guys out there who, you know, and I know there are some out there, people who for some odd reason want cassette tapes to come back. Vinyl I can kind of understand, because, you know, I did another video about CD and vinyl. Vinyl I kind of get it because of the artwork and the coolness factor and stuff, but cassettes, really, guys? Like, when cassettes died, I don't think anybody shed a tear. But that's neither here nor there. You know, now, the most interesting thing about this unit is I think the batteries in here are about 10 years old, but observe. Now, I'm not actually going to play this audibly, unfortunately, because God only knows if I'll get a copyright strike or whatever on YouTube, so sorry, guys, there's not going to be any audio coming out of this. But I'm going to go ahead and hit the play button. And as you can see, look at that. We got movement. That means the batteries are still good. Now, I didn't put batteries in here. There's the fast forward function, just like you remember with tapes. Hooray, right? Good stuff. Oh, that's the end of the tape. So, it's amazing to me that the batteries still work. I'm sure the batteries in this are at least 10 years old. This was actually my ex-wife's boombox. I just, you know, she just didn't get it when in the divorce or whatever. I just ended up with it, but, you know, not really intentionally. It's just something that happened. And as you can see, let's go ahead and there's the CD. You know, CD player still works. Everything on this thing still works, which is great. You know, it's not a high quality piece. It's a flipping. If you can see the brand here, it's a Lennox Sound, and basically, I don't even think that brand exists anymore. I did some looking on the internet, and I wasn't able to find a modern incarnation of this. If I'm wrong, you know, you guys can always let me know. But this was the kind of thing that you would see like in Walgreens, the dollar store, probably Walmart. I'm not sure if they sold it in Walmart, but it was very cheap. It was not a high quality piece of electronics. But it is more or less, you know, functional. It's amazing to me that it still works. This device is probably close to 20 years old, this unit. It would not surprise me if it was 20 years old in the least. Because I'm sure my ex-wife had it for a while before I met her or whatever. Who knows? But, you know, it's cool stuff. It's got, obviously, cassette, CD player. Now, let me go ahead and zoom in real quick here on. You see that right there? It says mic. Obviously, that stands for microphone. So if you wanted to, you could, like, record the, you know, audio. You could record the you know, you could record your voice or things around you. I don't know. It's just something you could do. It's an interesting little tidbit. I don't know if I'll ever bother doing that or not. Who knows? If I ever get bored. And I feel like taping over that tape, you never know, right? But just a little bit of a nostalgia for you. Just go ahead and show you the top here of the unit, just so you can see it. It's pretty, as you can see, it's pretty thick and dusty. We got the wonderful tuning band there for the radio. We got, let me just angle it up. We got the antenna. And that's it for the top. Now let's set this sucker down. Turn it around to the back. And yeah, there's the battery compartment. And let's see what brand these awesome, come on, these awesome batteries were. Guys, I'm actually, I just cut my fingernails, of course. I'm having a tough time with this. I'll go ahead and pause it right here, and we'll get this thing open and we'll talk a little bit more. Be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I finally managed to get that battery compartment open, and here is what I found inside of it. I found Rite Aid brand batteries. They're not even a good brand like Duracell or something. These are cheap-ass batteries. Bought God knows how many years ago. It's amazing that they still had any power whatsoever left in them. And it's also amazing, you know, they hadn't burst and leaked their acid all over the place. That's incredible. And it took 8 of these suckers. 8. Just to show you how many that is here. How big that... Right, guys, you know... There you go. This was portable audio until, honestly, fairly recently. I know when you guys think of portable audio now, everybody thinks of these, you know, smartphones. And maybe you have a Bluetooth speaker that you stream to, you know, for better sound. Obviously, everybody walks around with headphones on them, but... if you're listening to it in a, quote, boombox style, you got a Bluetooth speaker, and you're walking around with that, and they're both rechargeable, and they don't take 8 C batteries. Honestly, I'm not nostalgic for this in the least. This is a huge improvement over these old boomboxes. The sound... Now, this is an El Cheapo boombox, so the sound quality, mediocre at best, not high quality sound. Now, I know some of the really more expensive boomboxes had good sound back then, you know, and there are, I believe Sony does still produce one boombox like this that does have high quality sound. You know, they exist. They're not common everyday things, but they do exist. But if I were you, I wouldn't spend my money on one. I also found this actually on eBay going between $35 and $40. In my opinion, if you pay that much money for something like this, you're insane. There's just no... Just use your smartphone and a speaker, you know, wireless speaker now. It's a lot more bang for the buck there, I think. You know, I obviously, you know, in my videos I talk about the virtues of physical media constantly. You know, like I talk about why I love CDs and why I still have see value in them. But this time, the era of devices like this has come and gone, and that's fine. Not nostalgic for it, really, but it was a nice little walk down memory lane. I hope this, you guys enjoyed, you know, what you saw. Oop, just dropped the battery there. If you did like what you see, please, you know, thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.